We have a family chalet, and it's a chalet that we've owned for the last 5 years. We've had a lot of good memories there, a lot of good times. We've had Christmases and Hanukkahs and birthday parties and basically celebrated, in some ways, most of the gamut of life. We've kind of done it all. Even though it's only been 5 years, we've lived a lot of life there. But this year we're putting it up for sale. Because of the memories that we've had there and because of the fondness that we've had for the place, I want to do something to commemorate it. And being someone who has a bit of a photo video background and now starting this channel, I wanted to put together a photo book of not just some of our time there, but also just the experience of what it's like to go to the chalet, what it's like to get there, go through it, see the rooms, and then also the area that the chalet is in. And with that, then I want to actually print the photo book in a nice format and give it to family members and potentially some friends and stuff who have enjoyed their time there with us. Originally, I was hoping that this project would be one video and fairly condensed, but the more I plan it and the more I think about it, the more I think it'll be a multi-part series. So I'm marking this as day 0 of documenting Potton, part 1. Welcome to the chalet. I just got here not too long ago. The ride up was pretty uneventful, though there was quite a bit more traffic than normal, and now basically going to take some time to plan a bit of a shot list for the area and make sure that I have an idea of what I want to capture, kind of plan out the rest of the week. Today is likely going to be the nicest day of the week in terms of weather. We'll see how it actually pans out. Forecast seems to be changing and it might only rain a couple of hours a day, so it may not actually be that big of a deal. But I want to still take the time to figure out what days might be best to shoot what, to go where, to get the types of shots I want, and also see if I can look at the wind forecast for drone flying. All this to be confirmed, and then we'll set out and start getting ready to record. But yeah, going to dump some footage now that I took on the way here, plus some of the stuff that I shot when I got here to see if I can get rough cut and maybe figure out what might be missing. Probably take today a bit more relaxed and be a bit more planning oriented so that the rest of the week I can kind of hit the ground running. After sitting around, getting settled in and unpacking a little bit, I noticed that the sun was finally peeking through the clouds and casting a bit of that golden hour light. I grabbed the Mamiya 645 and couldn't pass up the opportunity to head out to the backyard and snap some photos. I don't have any of the 120 film developed yet, so these are just some shots taken with the Sony a7C II, but I wanted to share because I think they still capture the vibe pretty well. All right, so first roll of 645 film done, some Fuji Pro 400H. It's a beautiful sunset right now, and I went around and basically finished a brand new roll. I'm just trying to capture the surrounding areas, the lovely colors of the sky and of just our kind of like dock setting facing the lake as well, with some chairs and benches that we have, and with a little bit of the canoe in the background that's on the dock that we have. So really stoked to have that done. I also took some digital photos. The sun ended up being really incredible tonight. So yeah, first 120 rolled down, and tomorrow is supposed to be kind of overcast and possibly rainy. So my plan is to go into town and take some photos of some of the buildings that we have there, maybe fly the drone if it isn't raining, it isn't too windy, and try and get some of that like local feel. So for tonight, I think I'm just gonna call it there. Happy with what I've shot so far. I won't load up any other film yet because I'll wait to see what the conditions are tomorrow, but it'll either be some nice Portra 400 or some Kodak Gold 200 that I've had sitting around for quite a bit of time now. They're actually both technically expired by almost a year. So these could be pretty interesting. I'm sure they'll hold up fine. The results of those will be pretty fun. So far, day one has been super fun. Shooting some of the surrounding area, filming, setting up shots, and really kind of trying to convey what it feels like to arrive at the chalet and kind of experience the first night here so far has been really fun. And I'm super excited to continue filming and taking pictures and trying to really showcase what the area has to offer and how beautiful it is. This place will be missed. And if anything, doing this project is actually making me realize that I'll be missing it more than I thought, but that's why I'm doing this, because I want us to have something to look back on fondly and really try and capture that emotion. So I hope that I nail that feeling. To cap off day one, I went out and started a fire. I stayed out until about 9:30, and it was such a nice way to decompress and get ready for the next day. Good morning. This is day 2 of the Potton project, and slept okay last night. First night's always a little weird. You have that like murder nightmare scenario play out in your head. It's super dark when you look outside, and you're just expecting to see someone standing there, and it always is a little unsettling. No matter, even if we've been doing this for 5 years, it still gets you the first night. So I still slept okay. The weather today seems to be a mixed bag, so it probably will be pretty chaotic and run and gun and spur of the moment, and depending on the glimpses of sunlight and calmness that appear, I'll probably end up forgetting to film a lot of stuff, at least of me doing things, mostly because it'll be so hit or miss. I had that last night already. So I suspect today and the rest of the week is actually probably going to be pretty similar. So it's good practice for getting me to film things and kind of always be ready, which is pretty hard when you're solo, I got to admit. Trying to film stuff and then take pictures, and the fact that I just have this one digital format makes it harder to kind of do both. I probably should have brought my older DSLR as well for the picture portion. Mornings are probably the thing I'm going to miss the most at the chalet, especially when you wake up in the master bedroom upstairs. It's just such a beautiful scene to wake up to when the sun is shining, especially. So that is something I'm definitely going to miss, but that's why I'm here, to try and capture that. So yeah, now I'm just gonna finish my decaf coffee, take it a bit slow this morning, eat a small breakfast, double check the forecast, and then make an official game plan for the day. The weather forecast for the day was pretty hit or miss, so my game plan was to explore one of the towns in the Potton townships and try and get as many shots as possible before the weather took a turn and I had to head back to the chalet. The Potton township is part of the Memphremagog Regional County Municipality. It's made up of 9 villages, one of which, Masonville, is where our chalet is located. The Potton townships were first declared a settlement by European colonizers in 1797, and it was officially formed in 1845, taking its name from the town of Potton in England. Masonville itself was named after the Manson family, who were among the early colonizers that came to Potton. As of 2020, there was a population of only 302, which you can definitely feel walking around the main town. Prior to colonization, it was home to the Abenaki tribe, who were indigenous people of the northeastern woodlands of Canada and the US. Many of the names for landmarks in the township are direct translations or loanwords from the Abenaki language. The now ski and hike destination, Mount Owl's Head, was originally called, and I apologize for the pronunciation, Walawajo, which was the Abenaki term for Saw-Wet Owl Mountain. There's also the Lake Memphremagog that had an original name of Memraha Begek, which meant where there is a big expanse of water in Abenaki. There are no known Abenaki settlements in the township any longer, and walking around, you have no idea there was ever an Abenaki presence in the township. Like many places in Quebec, the history of Indigenous presence cannot be felt. First roll down, hit most of the landmarks I wanted to hit. There's still a few shots a little further down the street that I wanted to get, and then I want to come back and get out the drone, go to a couple spots and see if I can get some aerials of the area. Hasn't even been an hour yet, so I'm surprised at how quickly I'm moving. I think the photos are coming out okay. Unfortunately, that's one of the downsides of shooting film, is you don't really know till you know, but I am trying to take some with this camera as a backup, so see how it goes. Looking at the digital photos I took, I'm really happy with how they ended up turning out. I think it captures the small, sleepy town vibes pretty well, and I'm excited to see them in print in the book. All right, day 2 in the books. It is 10:10. I'm about to head to bed. Try and wake up at a reasonable hour tomorrow. I'd like to try and maybe get a bit more of the morning light and the morning vibes of the chalet, especially in the master bedroom, which is probably the best room in the chalet. Weather forecast tomorrow is kind of a mixed bag. I might actually go back out into town and break out the drone. The wind is supposed to be kind of low, and it's forecasting very light rain, if anything, so like super light drizzle in the morning, but not for very long. Really enjoying the process so far. It's been really nice to be up here alone as well. It's the first time I've done that, and it's a different experience than coming up either with my partner or the rest of the family. So definitely enjoying that. So anyway, yeah, good night. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Today is going to be a bit of a race against the clock. There's supposed to be thunder showers a little later this afternoon and evening. I kind of have to rush and get ready this morning to head out and start trying to get some drone footage in, because the wind is actually not too bad this morning, and there are a couple of spots that I wanted to hit up, and today might actually be the only day that I can get out and fly. I basically need to hurry up and get ready this morning and leave within the next 30-40 minutes, bring some food on the road, and yeah, I'll have probably until 1 before shit hits the fan. That's the game plan. So see you on the road. Okay, so this is the spot that I've been thinking of for the past 5 years. And we finally get to set up the drone and take off and try and get a picture of it. And the sun is out and beautiful, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this done. Okay, 3 drone batteries exhausted. I think I'm pretty happy with the footage that I got and some of the pictures. It was less about the aerial photography and more about the videography. I think I got some cool shots, and if there's anything that's really interesting for the photo book itself, I can probably pull a still from the video, so I'm genuinely not too worried. The weather this morning is actually really beautiful. The sun came out. It's actually pretty hot. I'm finding myself hanging out in the car pretty frequently to not overheat. There's a couple of shots that I want to try and get before I leave and head back to the chalet to dump footage and see how things look and charge the batteries of the drone. And then I don't know. I'll probably eat lunch, let the heat pass a little bit, and see what the weather looks like in a couple of hours. So yeah, onwards. Okay, so the weather's kind of wild right now. The sun is absolutely beautiful. The day is turning out not at all like I expected it to or what the forecast had predicted. It is windy. That's my only concern. But I want to go back out and try and get some more drone footage because the light is just ridiculous. And it feels like it would be a hugely missed opportunity to not take advantage of this, considering the rest of the week may or may not have the same weather. So I'm about to jump in the car, head back out. I'm going to go to the Vale Perkins beach and try and get some water shots and possibly some just more landscape shots as well. Okay, small change of plans. I'm actually heading past the town in the direction towards Sutton. I just remembered that there are some really nice landscapes in that area, and I think some drone footage would look excellent there. So I'm gonna head there instead. I'll maybe save the Vale Perkins beach for another day. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. It looks like I might have to call this drone excursion short. Hearing thunder coming from that direction. And I don't want to have the drone up while that is going because there's definitely rain over there. So I think I'm just gonna have to call it and head back. Goodbye, dear friend. He's just there watching me. He's cute. Okay, day 3 in the bag. I'm pretty happy with how today went overall, even though it was super hot in the afternoon and I had to come in and take a break around like lunchtime until late afternoon before I went back out and did a bit more drone flying. But I'm super happy with the pickup shots I was able to go and get this morning. And then some of the drone shots that I was able to pick up as well. A couple of the photos ended up coming out incredibly, and I'm so excited to not only have them finished and edited, but potentially also see them in print. I'm super tired today. I think I haven't been sleeping that well here, and I've also been running around quite a bit, so I'm pretty exhausted, and I'm excited to turn in a little bit earlier tonight, try and get rested, and then tomorrow be able to finish some of the pickups in the chalet as well. Weather permitting, maybe go out and get a few more drone shots of different areas. I'm sad that my evening session was cut short, but hey, at least I got to see a deer. Tomorrow's another day. For now, I'm calling it. So good night and see you in the morning. Good morning. So it rained overnight, and that seems to be the forecast for the rest of the day and tomorrow potentially as well. So my plan is to sit down, look at the footage I've taken, look at the photos I've shot, continue reviewing them, continuing to put together a rough cut and see if there's any voiceover work that I can do, or just really take today to be a bit more of like a post-production day. The forecast has been kind of all over the place this past week, so I'm kind of hopeful that maybe the sun will peek out again at some point, maybe later this evening, and then I can actually head out again and fill in any potential gaps that may have appeared while I was rough editing stuff together. But yeah, anyway, that's the plan. The weather was pretty wet and rainy all day, so wanting to avoid getting demolished by mosquitoes again, I spent most of the day sitting at the table in front of the computer editing and recording some voiceovers. Later in the evening, however, the sun decided to come back out and cast its beautiful golden hour light in our backyard. I didn't want to miss the opportunity, so I headed out and snapped some photos. Okay, day 4 in the bag. I'm pretty exhausted despite today supposedly being a chill edit-only day. The weather had different plans, super all over the place. The morning was pretty gloomy, pretty cloudy. Looked like it was gonna rain, didn't rain. Sun peeked out, took a little bit of video, took a bit of photos, and then afternoon just downpour, thunder, basically what was forecast. And then around 5 o'clock, completely stops, totally clears, sun is shining, everything is beautiful. The birds are chirping and singing, it's lovely. Still being tired, I decided to kind of hunker down, but then an hour later I was like, you know what? I want to try and get out and take some more sunset photos, at least around the chalet. And so I started to do that. I did also start a layout for what the photo book could look like, just to get an idea of photo pairings, to see what I might be missing, so that if there is stuff that I'm missing, I can try and make up for it tomorrow and then Sunday on the way home. And so far, the two main things that I feel like I'm missing are the roads in and out of Potton and on the way to the chalet. I just don't have a lot of photos of those. So Saturday on the way home, assuming it's as nice as they say it is, I'm going to stop probably pretty frequently to pop out and take some photos, both film and digital. But yeah, anyway, day 4 in the bag. Tomorrow, I don't really trust the forecast anymore. So my plan is to take it easy, clean, cook food, finish editing stuff, and really try and not touch the camera too much. And that's the plan. So yeah, good night. Good morning. This is day 5, the Friday, and today is going to be a pretty chill day. There's a fine mist currently out this morning. I love this weather personally. It's not great for video and photo, but as a human, I love it. I don't think I'll be able to do much outside of the chalet. I would also like to take a day to myself to kind of just decompress and relax a bit. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, just wide awake for no apparent reason. And because of waking up at 5, I'm not fully there cognitively, I'm tired. I would like to take today to enjoy the chalet a bit more. This week has been a bit more running around and, not really settling and enjoying what we have here. And this will be one of the last few times that I get to do that. So I'd like to be able to take advantage of the less good weather for photo and video and enjoy it more as a human today. Also, hopefully, some more time sitting outside and not getting demolished by mosquitoes. I'm fed up of that personally, but that's the game plan. Let's go chill. I spent the morning and early afternoon taking in the sights and sounds outside the chalet. Things were still wet and a bit rainy, but the temperature was perfect, so I was happy. After lunch, I sat down on the couch to relax and watch some YouTube on the TV and turn off my brain a little bit. After a few hours, I started to get a little antsy and noticed that the weather was clearing up, so I decided to head out and grab some shots of coming into and leaving Masonville. I mostly focused on some of the more iconic sights that attract our eyes when taking these roads. I'm happy that I took the time to go out and do it that night, since the weather ended up being incredibly comfortable, despite there being so many mosquitoes every time I got out of the car. I think one of the things I'm going to miss the most about going up to the chalet is all of the cute little barns and really small family-run restaurants that you see on the way up. Friday, done. Last day, day 6. Tomorrow we leave, we pack up, we get ready, we go, do some cleaning. Won't have much time to take photos around here. That's not necessarily true. I'm fucking exhausted. It's only 9:30, but I'm completely cooked. The weather really cleared up around 6 p.m., so I went back out and took some photos of coming into Masonville and leaving to really pad out the start and the end of the photo book, at least in theory. That's the idea that I have in my head, and those were the shots that I was clearly missing from the book. So I wanted to take the time and do that today, especially with the weather clearing up. I wanted to get that out of the way because then tomorrow I can take a bit more time in the morning and slow down and not feel as rushed to get out and take advantage of the light and all of that. I can really clean and focus on unpacking and getting ready and slowing down. And if I see something on the way, then I can stop and take it. And if I don't, then it's not as much of a missed opportunity. So all this rambling aside, I'm off to bed. I'm exhausted. I will see you in the morning. All right, final day. It is the Saturday. Spent the morning cleaning up, packing, getting ready. The shoot is pretty much done. I have a few more things that I want to film and take photos of, specifically leaving the chalet and kind of what that feels like as well. There is a little bit of sadness this morning, even though this isn't the last time I'm coming up before it's sold. Definitely not. It's one of the last times. It definitely has a different feeling than normal leaving this time. In the past, we leave and we think to ourselves, oh, we'll be back in maybe a month or a couple weeks. This might be it, And so I find myself kind of stopping and looking around a bit more and trying to take things in. Even though I'm documenting quite a bit with this, there's still that feeling, So yeah, that's kind of the vibes this morning, is happiness because this project is coming to a close and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, but also a sadness knowing that this project was done because this is probably one of the last times I'll set foot in this place. So yeah, it is currently 10:22. I'll probably make myself a little sandwich for the road and then start packing up the car and heading out. So I'll see you on the road. Okay, the drive back has been okay so far, but I completely forgot that Potton and its surrounding areas was a huge cycling destination. So I haven't been able to stop anywhere to take some photos or anything because there's just a peloton basically every stretch of road. There's tons of traffic today as well. It is Saturday, it makes sense. And it's beautiful out. I don't really want to add to the noise and chaos of the road by parking and pulling out a drone or whatever. So I think unfortunately I'm just gonna have to film from the cabin of the car and that's essentially it. I'm stopped right now at the gas station that we typically stop at to charge if we need to while we're on the way home. It's also kind of a bit of a tradition, for me at least, to stop and pick up a drink of some kind. And it's pretty much always vitamin water XXX. I don't know why, but I love doing that on road trips. There has to be at least one stop for food and bev of some kind. So yeah, I'm gonna crack that open now, eat a little snack, and then get back on the road and continue heading home. So it's been about a week now. I'm pretty happy with how the project ended up turning out. I think I got quite a few good shots. I dropped off the film to get developed, so I'm excited to get that back. It should take about 2 weeks or so. Now the next step is putting all of the photos I took together into a book, and that will be in the next video, since this video is already running pretty long. I'm excited to go through that process, re-edit and kind of finalize some things and figure out the layout and all of that, and turn it into something that can go to print, and then get a very small run of books done that I can give to friends and family. I've done this once before, so this isn't an entirely new process for me, but it's only the second time I've ever done it, so it's still going to be a pretty big learning process for me. I sadly don't actually have a physical copy of the first book that I did, but I can leave a link in the description to the first photo book I made, and you can look at it online. It's called Memento. It's about our trip to Japan that we took in 2018, and I wanted to put together a photo book also to give to friends and family. So feel free to subscribe if you want to continue following along in this journey and seeing the efforts of this video come together and actually make it to print. And if you like this video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike, and don't forget to leave a comment below if you are going on a journey yourself and you want to share. I'm always interested in hearing what other people are learning about and doing in their lives, so feel free to let me know. And I will see you in part 2.